Blacks are scared of Hispanics. The proof is right there in the pudding. Look.
There's a lot of racism, bro. Even for us in like Mexicans, there's Mexicans that can't stand black people.
Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of messed up racist posts talking about nobody wants to raise a black baby, that Mexicans don't want to raise a black baby, whites, blacks again, that they don't want to raise a black baby. But I'm going to have to disagree for me personally, because I definitely would adopt a little black baby. Who wouldn't want to have their own personal slave at home?
Today we will hear anti-blackness from Hispanics proving there never was any black and brown coalition. Check it out.
Blacks are scared of Hispanics. The proof is right there in the pudding. Look, an SA can move in any one of y'all hoods and create a gang. If everybody in Compton and all these gangs was in LA, these black gangs was so tough, then why is y'all sharing y'all hood with a Hispanic gang? Why is they still in y'all hood if y'all so tough, y'all so gun-ho? Why is them dudes still there? Y'all can't even get the essays out y'all hoods. But soon as a black family move over there, y'all want to him. Like I said, I don't care about how they feel about that. It's the truth. And until y'all acknowledge that, LA gonna continue to be Mexico. Dead hum. You don't see nothing but the corn man in all y'all hoods, bro. And this ain't no disrespect to the corn man or the Hispanic race, but the truth is the truth. They took that. They took LA, bro. They took it. And this is another way you could tell that the blacks are scared of Hispanics. What I want everybody that's looking at this interview to do, I want you to, when you driving up Fig, when you driving down Manchester, when you rolling through Inglewood, when you rolling through South Central, when you rolling through Compton, I want everybody to take notice of something. The Hispanic kids, they can go jog up Rosecrans. They got to get ready for the track team. They can go walk to the store with each other, ain't got no problems. Jose can go sell his oranges at the corner of the freeway, can set up a whole taco, watermelon stand all outside, and nothing happens to him. Nothing happens to him, bro. Hispanic kids can be kids in Compton and Inglewood. They can be regular people. They can treat South Central and LA and Compton like the suburbs. Nobody's gonna say anything to them, but let a black person, a black child, a black teen try to jog up Rosecrans or Avalon or Long Beach Boulevard or Manchester or Inglewood, anywhere. He gonna be getting banged on, and it ain't even gonna be by Hispanics. It's gonna be by his own people.
Now that we're stomping for reparations, boy, you got some of these Mexican cats are talking about how they should get reparations first. Remember some of those anti-black Latinos out here were talking against reparations, and some of the people that were vandalizing our businesses are anti-reparationists. Now, I want to play this clip. This Mexican dude was talking about how they should get reparations first. We talking about reparations. They should get reparations. Now listen to this. Hold on.
I do not consider this the United States, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. This is our land. We did not cross no borders. This was promised to us.
Right.
This is our land. So by reparations, we need our land back. You can go now. You know? So if anybody's going to speak up about that, though, that would be a big part of our reparations. Not just money, give us money, and then what are you going to do? Spend it, and then what are you going to have left? That was part of their agreement when they made all these agreements with indigenous tribes as well as the North American Indians, which aren't separate from us. They're the same.
No, they're not, because the non-speaking natives in Mexico are treated horribly. They're discriminated
against. They said they offered them money, minuscule amounts of money for their land. So reparations should come with speaking about getting our land back.
Okay. Yeah, they're using the term reparation. What reparations you gonna get? If you're gonna get some reparations, you need to holler at Spain, which is what y'all not gonna do.
Cardi B saying that if it wasn't for black people, Hispanics or Latinos wouldn't be living comfortably in the United States, it's a bull of crap. Because you're talking about the same black people who campaigned to have us deported all last year, the ones who said we're gonna sit this one out. We owe our comfortability to them. And I'm sorry, but the only people who Latinos and Hispanics, illegal immigrants or any kind of immigrants owe their comfortability to is to the hard work that they put in. Because black people are not going out and working for me and giving me their paycheck. That's white people who you're referring to. That's the race that enslaved them. That got nothing to do with us. And Hispanics earn their money. They wake up early, go out, work, and earn their money. That's who they owe their comfortability to, their hard work. But saying that Hispanics or Latinos owe their comfortability here in the United States to black people when they're actively campaigning to have us get kicked out is just comical.
Hispanic people genuinely see black people as less, bro. About 2 years ago, I got in an argument with my family. And one of the things we were talking about was cops and like politics. And I was like, nah, I mean, there's children dying like every day to police officers. Like this just happened. A child was just shot in his front yard like a day ago, a week ago. That was like, no, it didn't. I've had certain family members, no business talking about people's work ethics or like people's politics, right? But they'll sit there and be like, no, but like black people are lazy.
Black people will be discriminated against in a Latin American country. If you're leaving America to get away from discrimination and you're moving to a Latin American country thinking that you're not going to be discriminated against, you're wrong. I've been hearing a lot about people that have moved to Mexico and are complaining that they're being discriminated against in Mexico. Let me tell you something. Mexico discriminates against their own Mexican people that are darker shade than the rest of them. In Mexico, there's a lot of states that have very fair skin and blue eyes people. The people that have indigenous features, the very dark skin, the black hair, are discriminated against. So you coming to live to Mexico and think that you're not going to be discriminated against is a fallacy. This is not just in Mexico. It happens everywhere in Latin America. Black people are discriminated against. In Honduras, there's an entire community of Garifunas. And Garifunas have been in Honduras for hundreds of years. And to this day, they discriminate against them. They remove their land. Some of them even get murdered. It's a battle Garifunas have gone through for decades with Honduras, because Honduras to this day does not recognize Garifunas as part of being part of Honduras. And so I grew up looking at Garifunas as if they were subculture, subhuman. I'm telling you, you think that you're leaving the U.S. and moving to a Latin American country to escape racism. You're not escaping racism. And you need to understand that that's just the way things are. And it's very acceptable.
Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of messed up racist posts talking about nobody wants to raise a black baby, that Mexicans don't want to raise a black baby, whites, blacks again, that they don't want to raise a black baby. But I'm going to have to disagree for me personally, because I definitely would adopt a little black baby. Who wouldn't want to have their own personal slave at home? Just kidding. But also, that's the best chances that I have at somebody close to me becoming a pro athlete. If by the age of 10, I notice that he sucks at sports, he's annoying, and he be stealing and doing all that stuff, then I'm just going to send his ass back and try again. You know, hopefully the next one's good.
Are you black?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm Cuban.
Oh.
Good. Let's go to bear.
I just heard you said my like...
Nah, Guichi, baba.
Huh?
Guichi, Cuban, born and raised in Cuba.
No, you said though.
Yeah, I say that word. Yeah, I say. Yeah,
why though?
You're not from me? That's how Are you recording me? That's crazy. You're weird as hell for that.
Yeah.
But all right, in Miami, I'll explain this. In Miami, every Cuban, we don't get heat with it.
I'm gonna tell you something though. You should not say that word though.
No.
I mean, bro,
our grandma's
I
black.
say
Our
it.
grandma's full black.
But y'all not black though.
Nah, I don't know.
So you shouldn't say it. Like if there was a Cuban slang or slur, I would never say
That's
that.
how Cubans say it. We say it.
I'm just telling you, it's not cool.
I mean, that's not about a matter of being cool. Like, nobody tells
I'm
me
just
shit
saying,
about
it's
it.
disrespectful though.
To who?
To black people.
So why do the black people here not get if I
Who
say
else
it?
is black? Where they
No,
at?
not here. I'm saying wherever I say
Because
it.
they're stupid.
Oh, so everyone else is stupid, but you're not. That's what I'm hearing.
The black people
So
who
you
think
sound
it's
racist.
okay
So
for you
no,
to say
up because you're saying the black people that say it's okay when you say it.
I'm black.
Okay, but the black people here say it's okay when I say it.
They can't give
Because
you
I
a pass.
come from a minority, actually a bigger minority than you.
They can't give you a pass.
But I'm a bigger minority.
What's a
than
bigger
you.
minority?
Cubans? This big. We're a little island this big.
Y'all run Miami. Y'all the majority.
Don't matter.
Miami is 70%
Minority.
Spanish.
Yeah,
We're
not,
the minority.
Not Cuban. There's more blacks than Cubans in
Just
Miami.
don't say the word. That's all
I'm
I'm
gonna say
saying.
the word and nothing you gonna do about it. If you want, you could do something about it. Because nobody else got an issue with it.
I have an issue with it.
It's just you.
Yeah, but
you're not
we're
even
friends with black
black.
people.
To be honest,
It's
you're like
not-
a light skin. You coming
It's
into my
not- it's
spot,
not
you
a-
telling me
it's-
what I
it's
can and
light
can't
skin's
say.
not black?
God, I kinda hope people
It's
say
not.
this,
It's
man.
not.
Why do you feel comfortable saying?
Because I'm a bigger minority than you. I'm Hispanic.
You're not
I do a lot of
dark enough
business
to
with
say
black.
That's
You're
the whole
dark.
point I'm trying to
like,
make.
what are you talking about? Like,
He's
like,
not
it's
black,
crazy.
bro.
I don't
Like,
need to
no,
be
no,
black.
no, we're just trying to make you understand. Like,
I don't
Cubans
need
are
to be
not
black.
black.
Yeah, but you-
Unless you're
but you don't-
Afro-Cuban.
but like-
You're definitely not Afro-Cuban.
We're
First of all,
Afro-Cuban.
it's
We're
my grandfather.
Afro-Cuban. We're Afro-Cuban.
No,
We're
wait,
Afro-Cuban.
wait.
You're saying I
Hold
can't
on, my
say
great-grandfather's
I'm saying just don't say the word.
Yeah, but I'm Afro-Cuban.
A lot of people don't understand when I say that Mexicans are culturally racist. They think that I'm calling us openly racist. We are culturally racist, and this is how. Part of our culture is to frown upon dark-skinned people. It's been passed down to us by the Spaniards, by our colonizers, by the people that conquered us, taught us that dark skin is inferior, light skin is superior. We were taught that. It was passed down to us, meaning it's part of our culture. We are culturally racist in this aspect. That doesn't mean I go out in the streets and want to hurt black people because they're black.
Right.
It means that our teachings, the way we're raised, is that we are raised to subconsciously believe that dark skin is inferior and light skin is superior. Another element in our Mexican culture is Univision News, Univision channel. That channel is run by white Latinos. The ideologies and subliminal teachings that they teach is very similar to Fox News. White supremacist-ish. They make efforts to depict dark-skinned people as criminals, that whenever they even bother sharing news about dark-skinned people is when they do something wrong. But yet, when they want to mention anything that has to do with light-skinned people, specifically white people, is to depict them as them doing good deeds around the world, feeding the homeless, etc. You get it.
Yeah.
My grandmother was visiting one day from Mexico. She's never lived in the United States. She has no idea what life is out here. She was watching Univision News, where they depicted a black American committing a crime. She turned around and said, "Oye, estos negros solo estorban, ¿verdad? Hey, these black folks, all they do is get in the way, huh?" Here's the interesting part. She's never met a black person in her life. She has no idea what it's like to interact with a black person, but yet she already has an opinion about black people as a whole. Why? Because part of our culture, in this particular case, Univision News, since we were children, we have been subliminally taught that blacks are bad, criminals, etc. And whites are good, decent, giving, saviors, etc. We're taught that. Hearing her express such a hateful remark about a people that I knew for a fact she's never even interacted with. You don't even know a black person. How dare you come here to this country and have a whole opinion about these people? I I resented her deeply for it. I regret it because you can't hate her for that. She never got the opportunity to learn what you have. I got the privilege of learning things that I self-taught. Since she's been a child, she's been working in the fields. Never had the opportunity to sit and read a book to educate, nothing. All she ever has to teach her anything was this racist, biased news program. How could I blame her? She doesn't even know any better. And even if I sat with her today, I don't even think I could help her understand at this point, because she has lived 80 years worth of only understanding this mentality. A lot of people go to their graves thinking this is normal.
This is definitely no surprise to me. There's a lot of colorism in Latin America due to their colonization from Europeans. They discriminate against any dark-skinned person in their families, on their jobs, etc. For centuries, anti-blackness and colorism have existed throughout much of Latin America, rooted in European colonization, slavery, and caste systems imposed by the Spanish and Portuguese empires. Long before modern immigration debates, African-descended people in places like Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and across the Caribbean were dealing with systems that privileged whiteness and often marginalized black identity. After colonization, societies developed racial hierarchies where lighter skin often meant greater opportunity, social acceptance, and economic mobility. That legacy did not disappear. It evolved into modern colorism, where skin tone can affect marriage prospects, hiring, status, and even how people are treated within their own families. Look at television and media in many Spanish-language countries. For decades, telenovelas, news broadcasts, and advertising often centered white-presenting or European-looking faces, while Afro, Latino, and indigenous people were underrepresented or stereotyped. That was not accidental. Media helped normalize who was seen as beautiful, educated, respectable, and powerful. This is bigger than personal prejudice. It has been structural. Even scholars in Black American studies and Latin American studies have examined anti-Blackness not only as social bias, but as something embedded in institutions, schools, policing, labor systems, and immigration hierarchies. The myth of racial democracy, especially in places like Mexico and Brazil, often hid deep inequalities rather than solving them. And when people migrate, they do not leave all social attitudes behind. Most times, class prejudices, color hierarchies, or anti-Black stereotypes will travel too. In the United States, that has at times contributed to tensions between some immigrant communities and some foundational Black American communities, especially around jobs, housing, politics, and economic competition. That does not mean every immigrant is anti-Black. It does mean these tensions have real historical roots and should not be ignored. This is where voices like Dr. Claude Anderson become part of the conversation. Dr. Anderson argued that Black Americans should focus on group economics, political self-interest, and not assume automatic coalition politics where interests may diverge. Whether one agrees with every argument or not, his warning was about power. Understand who is organized, who is competing, and who is protecting their own. And history shows any type of coalition with these immigrants has often been foolish. Political slogans about Black and brown unity have sometimes obscured real conflicts over resources, voting priorities, education, and employment. Genuine solidarity has existed in some moments, but solidarity cannot be assumed. It has to be built on shared interests and mutual respect. Another important piece often missed is that anti-Blackness in Latin America did not only come from Europeans. Colonial systems created incentives for mixed populations to identify upward toward whiteness and distance themselves from Blackness. That psychological legacy, sometimes called blanqueamiento or whitening ideology, has shaped generations. Also overlooked is the presence of Afro-Latinos themselves, who have often been fighting these same systems from within. Black people in Latin America have long challenged racism, demanded representation, and organized against exclusion. For foundational Black Americans, the lesson is not simply to condemn others. The lesson is to study history clearly. Understand how anti-blackness can operate globally. Understand how economics often drives political behavior. Understand that media can shape perceptions. And understand that coalition without leverage can become dependency. Wake up to history. Wake up to power. Wake up to self-interest. Because if you do not understand how colonialism created racial hierarchies across the Americas, you may mistake a centuries-old system for isolated incidents. And if you do not understand how those systems still influence politics, immigration, labor, and media today, you may keep expecting unity where there is no shared agenda. As Dr. Anderson has argued for decades, no group rises without building for itself first. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.